What up, peeps? Ryan from Detroit, going to downtown right now just to do some street photography with my boy DJ EJ, hashtag DJ EJ, aka Eric Jennings. But as you can see, this is the infamous TCF Center that you've been seeing on the news here around the presidential election. And what can I say? I'm heading down underneath it right now. Let's go. Here a long time ago, I was in that parking lot because I had a pothole back there coming off the freeway, and I'll tell you what, there's a video where I was changing that tire. Sometimes you just got to change them and change them fast. Sometimes I crack myself up. There's my boy right there, both on the same call right now. And I just had to honk my horn, you know, because what's living if you don't pull your shorts down, slide on the ice?
What's living if you never pull your shorts down and slide on the ice, Ren?
Got something for you, bro.
What is it?
I mean, you paid for it, but
What is it?
it's the second stepbrother of the RX 100 Mark V.
It's the improved, better version? Buddy?
Oh,
Okay.
you're gonna love it. I promise you. So what we were talking about in the car is that we're coming downtown with my boy DJ EJ, which you just saw because I gave him the camera, gave him the goods. He got the goods, you know what I'm saying? But what we're doing is we're gonna do some street photography, and the camera that I brought today is the one and only Minolta HiMatic AF2. This is the camera that I want to shoot with. I shot one roll down here, Superior 400, had some results, loved it. I want to make sure that I'm going to overexpose here. I'm going to actually overexpose this by a little over a half a stop. But the film that I brought is the Ilford XP2, 400 speed. All right, so pop it out of the camera. I want to shoot some black and white down here, and I might bop off this whole roll if I can. But I don't know if you guys have seen this before, but they had a bunch of crazy features in these cameras back in the day, trying to differentiate themselves. What they didn't realize at the time, perhaps, was that it's all about the lens and the f-stop. But they got this little speed thing here where you tuck. Come on, it's really straightforward. You tuck it in here, and then once you clamp down, you just keep going till it locks. There you go. And then you can see, maybe very simple if I get out frame, it's on the one. Man, somebody is just, it's like a tsunami in here, bro.
Are you shooting film today?
I am shooting film today. Are you shooting film today?
I'm shooting film.
Maybe we could shoot film together.
That's a cool looking camera, bro.
Thanks, man. This is the $30 special from the
Hey, did you tell him it's all about the lens?
What, Bob?
Did you tell him it's all about the lens?
Yeah, I did tell him that.
All right.
It's all about the lens.
I'll see you in a second.
All right. So ready to rock and roll. Overexposing this, treating this as, I think I'm treating this at 320, probably 2, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not that good. Just wait for the results. You're gonna love them. All right, let's go.
For Christmas, and we're about to shoot some film. I've got my Canon 81 with the 28mm f2.8 today with this guy. This guy right here, Mr. Remember this guy from the Ricoh GR3 XF70 video?
Do you remember this guy from the all my other videos?
He's filming too.
DJ EJ, hashtag
This
DJ
is like
EJ,
a vlogger, no. Anyways, real quick, I met up with him because he gave me his DV1. He's filming on an RX 100 Mark 5A. It's kind of his thing, and so we're gonna go shoot some film. He's on a HiMatic with Ilford XP2. Let's go.
Let's do it. That was a mess. That was an absolute mess, guys. But we are doing this thing because we're real, like J-Lo. So hey, bro. I was thinking about it, right? And I was telling my peeps on this channel here about shooting film and street photography before. But don't you think there's just something really, really inherently good about getting outside of your comfort zone?
Like this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like freezing your butt off because it's cold, and no matter how warm you dress, you're gonna get cold. But then making art.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it's amazing. Something I realized too when shooting both photography for weddings and portraits, all that kind of stuff. Even this, don't you realize that it takes time to like really unravel?
Oh yeah.
It takes time to unravel, sort of like get outside of yourself, outside of your head, and just start shooting. Then you start seeing things differently.
Oh yeah.
Which is what we're doing down here, and it's cold, and it's gonna be fun. But I'm seeing some stuff. It's just not popping yet. It'll be pop. It'll be like pop, 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 pop. You know, like I just spotted this one shot right here. See that? Let's do it. Boom. And here, I got the car just in the frame, and hopefully because, well, it's pretty bright out today, but because I'm shooting this at a lower ISO, hopefully my shutter was at least enough to get some movement in there. I think it'd be good. So hey folks, one thing I want to talk about real quick because I just saw this. I'm downtown Detroit. It's a little bit nostalgic, but I don't know if anyone knew, but where I really started creating videos was not here on YouTube. I started creating videos on LinkedIn. I ended up getting a significant amount of followers, but I ended up doing about 150 to 170 videos in about 2 years. Every 2 or 3 days I'd turn one out, and it really helped me develop my skills or hone my skills as a videographer, you know, short filmmaker. But the reason why I say LinkedIn is because I almost worked for the company. And if you take a look here, is the LinkedIn Detroit office. Look at that. So I remember talking to the folks at LinkedIn when they were putting that office together, because they used to sit on a whole floor of WeWork. Just cool to slow down and let your brain slow down sometimes to think about what has actually been built before you, what you've accomplished coming up to the end of the year here. And I'm super excited about building on this channel. It's really about creating relationships that are longer term, which I'm still friends with. Lots of people that I built relationships with, even businesses with on LinkedIn in the past. So that's pretty cool. Thought I'd share that with you. Onward.
Take care.
You too. Oh yeah. Oh, that's good. It's good made in Detroit coffee, you know what I'm saying? I mean, the coffee beans aren't made in Detroit. Stop it, you know what I'm talking about. Eric, good coffee, man. Cheers.
Cheers.
So we're just grabbing some shots, grabbing some coffee. Gotta take some meetings. I'm gonna be honest with you. Feel like I was done working on Friday, but I'm gonna keep rocking and rolling.
So, here, you tell people what it is. It's an alley that's got a bunch of like graffiti and like they party in this alley and stuff. They do something called Dally in the Alley on it. It's right here.
Let's go. Oh, that's cool.
Work down there, and then we'll have all this up. We'll have like DJs down here and stuff.
Super cool.
Good.
So as a quick summary to the HiMatic AF2, just to give you guys a couple of details on this. So I love this camera because it's a no-nonsense, fully automatic, auto-expose, auto-meter camera. You can pop up the flash or turn it down, and the other thing is you can over or underexpose your film depending. It's limited at 400 ISO, but you can over or underexpose your film based on this front dial, which I like because I overexpose all my film, have done for years. The one thing I would say that I really miss though is I miss a little bit more control over exposure compensation during the shot, because I overexpose and highly underexpose almost shot to shot depending on the light, the contrast, the shadows, and if I'm trying to get a silhouette versus bright light, blow out the background, that kind of thing. I've done it for years, so I lose that control with this type of camera. And the other thing too is you know, it's got some quirks to it on the beeping. If you look at the back side here and read that there, if you're out of focus, it'll beep. If it says you're in low light, it'll beep. And then you can't really focus and recompose. So I can't really focus on half here. Let's go here. I can't really do, if I go here, if I do that and I focus recompose, but then the center focusing point, because it's center weighted, goes off of what I'm focusing on, it'll refocus. You don't really lock focus in at the recompose mark. So just some quirks. I mean, it's a $30, maybe $100 on eBay. Point and shoot film camera, but for what it's worth and for what Minolta did, the lens is super sharp, and I don't, obviously can't control f-stop, but the lens is super sharp. It's an f2.8 lens and up, but I really like this camera. It does well for what it is, and this is the first time I've shot a roll of black and white through it, so I've got about 3 pictures left to go. Excited to see the results of it. But that sort of wraps up my my HiMatic AF2 in downtown Detroit review for now, even though it's a real soft touch review, light touch, not getting into too many details. I will share the results here, but I think in my future, not really sure which camera to be honest, but I think in my future, something that with a little bit more control over it, but similar type of rangefinder results would be awesome. So can I just say though that I love you RX100 Mark 5A. I missed you. This camera, look at this. This is a 1-inch sensor, guys. Check it. Like, not the most flattering view of my face, I get it, but I've got an ND filter on, 3-stop ND on right now. I'm looking at the camera. I got it at 1/50th shutter. I always lock it off there, and it's showing at f1.8 in this alleyway, whatever this is called. But look at that bokeh on that 1-inch sensor. Looking good. Looking good, folks. I love Sony's autofocus. You can't see it right now, but I've got IAF in right now, so it's locking on my face no matter what. Even though there's high contrast area here, it does sort of weight the scene based on the way that I typically run this camera. But I'm looking up at the screen right here, and it holds out pretty well. I mean, I've got the colors dialed in, I think, that I don't really have to do any color grading. I can just throw this in the computer, edit, and let it rock and roll. So highly advise or recommend this RX100 Mark V. Missed you, buddy. Glad to have you back, like I've been talking about all day, like a weird bromance, but I really like it. Eric, tell my peeps what camera you're pulling out right there.
This is the Fuji X Pro 2. I bought this used like new off of MPB. It's awesome.
That's like kind of your outside of a Leica.
It's one of my cameras, yeah, man, for sure.
So that's the camera he wanted outside of a Leica, right? If you had to dream, if a man could dream.
Or Fuji GFX 50R.
Oh, medium format.
Yeah.
Overrated, guys. Just shoot on a 1-inch sensor like this, you'll be good. Look at that bokeh. Look at that bokeh in the background. This RX100 fits in my little sweater pocket there, right?
I have to shoot without lens option.
So, I think what I'm gonna do though, guys, is I'm gonna wrap it right here because I don't wanna just keep mumbling and jumbling, but I'm gonna show some photos. But I appreciate you guys sticking around. We'll talk more about cameras. Just ask me any of the questions you want, but realistically, what this video was for was to meet up with my boy Eric. Say sayonara.
Sayonara.
And then it was to talk over the loud cart coming through the garage here in the alleyway. And it was also to check on my RX100 Mark 5A and see if it could handle the grit of downtown Detroit. So thanks for being here, people. Thanks for everything. Appreciate you guys. And until next time, remember, you're amazing.
How do I do?
You can't buy sound effects like that, guys. You can't even pay for them. That's why I actually like the flip-up screen, because you can always look over your shoulder when you're down here.